Hello again to my YouTube channel. So today we are working on Reloadable 22 Long Rifle 2.0. So if you watched the other one, you've seen that 22 Hornet is a very viable option for a 22 reloadable cartridge. The cases are really hard to find and they are very brittle when you do find them. So what we have is we're going with the 2.0 version, and the 2.0 version is 22 TCM. Believe it or not, 22 TCM, which is a wildcat because you can't find reloading data for it. You got to kind of make it up as you go. You can find it online. Some people have done it, and most of them are trying to do it in a pistol because that's the most common thing is a pistol, and they're trying to make them cycle. Well, for whenever I heard of the TCM and seen the cartridge, I got a pistol in it, of course. But then I went on the hunt for a rifle. I love the rifle. One of the reasons I love the rifle so much is because it's a bolt action, and it has a little bitty 5-round mag, as you can see here, and that's the little cartridge. It's got the same cc of water, or same grainage of water, hold as a Hornet. So I thought, why not give it a shot? I tried it with some lead bullets. Not really a good job at 50 yards. The little arms core bullets are fairly cheap. You can buy them off, I think it's Ammo Warehouse or something like that. You can buy them by the 1,000 for 60 bucks. 1,022 projectiles for 60 bucks is pretty good, I think. It's almost as much as a brick of 2 bricks of shells, so just the projectile costs you as much as 22 long rifle. I'm still working on a lead load that might actually work. I haven't found one yet, but just to give you some numbers here, out of the rifle, using red dot, because you know I love red dot. That's what I've been using for everything else. 1.4 grains of red dot gives me in the 890 feet per second, 850, somewhere in there. They kind of vary a lot. They're not very consistent. Not as well as they are in the Hornet, that is. 1.6 grains gives me the best accuracy at 50 yards. We're talking quarter-size groups, not quarter-inch, but a fourth of a dollar, a quarter. They give me quarter-inch group or quarter-size groups at 50 yards, and closer than that, it almost stack them with this little bullet. And they're running in there around 950 feet per second, which is right where I like to be, because if it gets cooler, right now it's really hot. If the air gets thinner, powder is hot, so it could increase the value of the velocity and stuff like that. But and then I went up to 1.8 grains, and they're giving me 1055, which is right there on the barrier, but the accuracy went away. So they opened up to about an inch and a half group at 50 yards. So that's kind of where I'm going to be about that 1.6 is about where I'm going to load. I'm going to try like 1.5 and 1.7 and then 1.6, because 1/10 of a grain in these little bitty cases makes a lot of difference. So I'm going to shoot one for you just to let you hear it. I always do this test before I ever thread a barrel, just to see if the capability is there to make it subsonic, and the capability is definitely there. So the next is going to be to thread it and put a can on it, and it's going to sound just like the Hornet. It ain't going to be no different. We're not going to have no, there's not going to be any, the velocities are almost identical, and so there's really no need to shoot another video of what it's going to sound like. Just refer to the Hornet video. But just for the comparison here, I'm going to shoot this right here and let you hear it. So that's what you get. If you shoot it, it sounds just like a 22 long rifle bolt action. The sounds there are just the same. So if I put a can on it, I have no doubt it's going to sound like a 22. Now the other part about this is this little Hornet here, or this little TCM, loaded from the factory out of this barrel, they run around 2,500 feet per second. That is a barrel smoker, and this has got a 1 16 twist barrel. So you really can't go any heavier than 40 grains. I've tried. 50 and 55, they just start to go wild on you. So 40 is about your max that you can do. So that's just kind of to give you where it falls. Maybe this will be something more along the lines that people can actually find. The brass is basically just 223 cut off and resized. So the availability of brass, it's a whole lot stouter. You can be really rough with these casings and not worry about crushing a neck like with the Hornet. They take this. I'm shooting them with a small pistol primer. Same thing I'm shooting with the Hornet. They're just a little bit fatter than the Hornets. The reason they have the same case capacity. So far I'm loving it. Picked up this rifle fairly cheap, and I mean for $300, but if you go and try to find, and that was used, and it came with the scope, and it's a red filled scope, so I really got a really good deal on it. But if you go and try to price a Hornet, the only people that really still make Hornets are some H&R single shots, things like that, to get a bolt action in it. The only bolt action that I'm aware of that you can still buy is a Ruger M77, and you're talking $600-700. So if you're wanting to find something, maybe this will be the new fad. I started a fad around here with 22 Hornet. Everybody started looking for one. Everybody started threading them because they liked the concept of having something you could reload, have the same accuracy, if better than 22 bulk ammo. And people that just like to toy with them, you can go squirrel hunting with them, things like that. And this particular rifle, same as the Hornet, because it goes just about as fast out of its rifle configuration, is if you load these to the higher velocity, you can actually deer hunt with this little cartridge because it's going fast enough, and it just don't have a lot of weight behind it. So I'd say more like coyote, groundhog, things like that. Coyote would probably be about the biggest I would try. Maybe if you shot a hog in the head, this would be a good little round. But other than that, I'm loving it. I hope you like this video. If you like it, subscribe. Check out my other videos. Check out the Hornet. Have a good day and God bless. 1.4 grains of red dot TCM. 1.6 grains of red dot TCM. 1.8 grains of red dot TCM. Like I said, 2 grains go supersonic. Actually, 2 grains is like 1,300 feet per second, so I don't know what was up with that. So, not bad for the little TCM rifle.